and it reads, meekness is an attribute of human nature in the behavior. To a humbleness, it has been defined in several ways. Righteousness, humble, teachable, patient under suffering, long-suffering, willing to follow gospel teachings, an attribute of a true disciple. And I was like, okay, that's good. Then I found another meaning of it. And it said, to curb the natural desires, to rebel, fight, have our own way, push ourselves forward, etc. That we submit to the Lord in obedience to his will. I'm just going to be honest, I ain't like that definition because it made me think about some things. This scripture brought up some old things that from childhood and things that I thought I was over with and that I thought I was kind of delivered from. And if I use for a topic, it's meekness is not weakness.
Amen.
So I had to start looking and doing the research, and I'm like, okay, guys, so where are we going for this? Because you're looking at a woman. I was born in the late 70s, so I grew up in the 80s, and back then it was just different. I have two older brothers and I have younger brothers, so my brothers taught me one thing: to fight. So at 6 years old, I'm in a boxing ring. Tick my mom off, but they said my sister's gonna learn to defend herself. And then I had a little brother. You mess with him, you mess with me. So when he moved, I moved. We didn't that's just it. So this was kind of difficult for me because I was like, okay, so growing up, God, you talking about meekness. To me, being in the Church of God in Christ, every time I heard meekness, somebody referred to it as being weak. That was a problem for me because I'm not weak. At least it took me back to when I was a child and I was being molested. And I was like, okay, God, I can't be weak. I'm not going to be weak again. I'm not that little girl no more. Then it took me back when I was in school and the kids used to pick on me. And I was like, because I'm dark skinned and everybody used to tell me how ugly I was. I was like, no, I'm not that little girl. I'm not going to be weak anymore. No, that's not me. I'm not that weak child. And it took me back to when I was married and I have 4 children. And I allowed my ex-husband to do whatever he wanted to because I needed to be with a man with these 4 children. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to be that weak woman no more. I'm not going to be that weak woman. So now I'm at this age and I'm growing and I'm working in the workforce and I'm supervisors and I have to calm down. So now I got to be in control of this, but you're not going to keep coming up to me, talking to me, because like I said, remember I said I knew how to fight. So now we got a problem. So you say something to me, I say something to you, then you got hit. That wasn't in the discussion. We're not going to keep going back and forth. So I was sitting there talking to God. I was like, I can't do this because I'm not weak. Then God started ministering to me. He said, so you're saying that I'm weak? He's saying, so you're telling me I'm your God. You worship me every Sunday. You pray to me. You depend on me to provide for your house, your car, your kids, your family. Heal your body, heal your children, but I'm weak. And I was like, oh, okay, God. I see where you're going with this. So then we go into the scripture. And he took me to the scriptures. And he took me to Isaiah 42:2. He said, I will not cry aloud. Lift up his voice or make it heard in the streets. I said, oh, okay. Then he took me to Matthew 27:12-14. It says, but when he was accused by the chief priests and elders, he gave no answer. Then Pilate said to him, do you hear how many things they testified against you? But he gave no answer, not even a single charge, so that the governor was greatly amazed. Then this last scripture is what did it for me. I said, okay, I understand you did all that because you're Jesus, so you had to be a little. But then he says in John 10:17-18, for this reason the Father loves me, because I lay down my life that I may take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down on my own accord. I have the authority to lay it down. I have the authority to take it up again. This charge I received from the Father. So I am not weak. You are not weak. I created you. You are my daughter. You're going to walk in your calling. You're going to stand up for what what you are called to stand up for. If it's not in order, then you let it go. I said, but God, there's people that I have issues with. They don't like me. They talking about me. They trying to discourage. He said, hold your peace. Continue to walk. Continue to pray. And I will do this. You're not weak. You're showing meekness. You're being humble. You don't need to fight every fight. You don't need to go against everything. What you need to do is pray. Trust me. Let me handle it, and I'll fight your battles. You don't need to get in the boxing ring no more. You don't need to get out in the streets no more. What you need to do is fall on your knees, pray, and say that I'm God, and give me the worship and the glory that I am due. And I said, okay, God, I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying now. So as I leave you from this, I just want to let you know that it's not weakness, it's meekness. It's not weakness, it's meekness. And to God be the glory.